Present Productions presents the Math of ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Continuing the previous video, I'm talking about the idea of how, even if you don't believe the process, that it does work. And the more you work with it, the more you're going to understand it. Okay, now, again, a simple analogy. You walk into the kitchen and you start learning how to cook. As some people say, they're so bad at cooking they can burn water. Well, technically it's possible to do. Put some snow, which is frozen water, in a pan and put a real high heat under it. And actually, yes, you can. It's not exactly burnt as in turning black, but you end up scorching stuff because the snow cannot melt as fast as it evaporates out, and you're kind of burning water, so to speak. But needless to say, you don't instantly learn how to be a master chef. Okay, it takes you a long time of working at cooking. Learning how heat controls things, learning how spices work, learning what kinds of foods go well together, learning what kind of foods make a complementary opposite so that you know how to put things together. The whole process it's a growing thing. And then, more importantly, is once you actually start having fun in the kitchen cooking, you tend to never stop. Okay. Now, if it's a drudgery, you just got to do this, and by golly gimbals, you're going to hate being any kind of a cook, whether you're a man or a woman, a young boy, a young girl, whatever. You just downright hate it. That's a different story. Okay, you're not having fun. You're just going in there doing what you got to do and getting the heck out. I'm talking about actually going in and having fun, experimenting with the idea, what happens if we do this or that? And with my son, I kind of taught him that when I started teaching him how to cook. I wanted him to understand that cooking is both an art form and an experiment form. Because you, as an artist, experiment to see what happens when you mix two colors, two sounds, two anythings, or threes, or fours, or whatever you want to do. Okay, you mix and create something new. That is what being an artist is. A person that recreates the same image a million times, a person who is painting the same way they painted 30 years ago, is a craftsman. They have taken their art form and turned it into a craft that they are perfecting. Okay. When Michelangelo was doing a very good job of creating his artwork, he was an artist. When he became a person who ran a big business and he had 15, 20, 30 different laborers carving the majority of his work, he may have decided what the piece should be, but somebody else cut most of David out, and he came in and did the finite work on it. He's more of a craftsman than an artist at that point in time. In the same way, when I sit down and I'm doing graphic design, I am sitting down and doing an awful lot of craftsman work. I am taking what I know from having worked with graphic design for 40 years, with advertising for almost 50 years, and I am crafting, not artisticing, I am crafting something. So when you want to make a miracle, you come up with, you've got your idea that you're working with, you've got that candle, or you've got that flow of water, that flow of rain coming down over you, and you're crafting it to be a better and better and better single item. You're refining it. You're making it better. Okay? Now, again, we deal with the societal belief that you don't really want to do that. Nobody's paying enough money for it, or nobody, you're not going to get a raise. Your boss isn't going to realize that you're doing a little bit better job today than you were yesterday. The spiritual realm does pay attention, always. Okay. Now, like I was saying about the Bible there, you actually read the Bible and your preachers get pissed at you. You actually read that Bible and the spiritual realm will love the fact that you're actually starting to think and become in tune with the idea of how much of a fallacy what those people around this planet do with that book. How much of a religion is going on instead of a spiritual connection. Okay? You cannot achieve spiritual awareness without opening yourself up to the spiritual realm. So you need to realize there are no limits on how a God can communicate with you. There may be limitations on what you can do or what you can use, i.e. out of my own life, something. Long time back, way back in my early teen years, I started using radio, television as a way of the gods putting a thought forward to me, especially radio, because I could use music and I could put it on a radio channel and I don't have any control over what the next song will be, but the next song is going to have a flavor to it, and therefore it is going to give me an impression of thoughts to think about, what to think about. In the latter 70s, I was around somebody else that was in connection with the spiritual realm, and they too had developed and used that same thing of using a radio. So the two of us actually together had a lot of fun in the idea of we would be talking about stuff and we would let a radio play in the background, to some extent, to kind of interject its own points and information. I'm down here in Mexico, okay. One, the radio is pretty lousy. Two, it's all Mexican, so I don't have any way to really understand all of what's being said, so I cannot pick up and go with a flow of something there. So I have to take that out. On the other hand, I can put together music in random assortments of songs and put that into my MP3 player and let it and go in and select different things where I don't know exactly what the next song is. It's a bit of work because I have to go in and make new ones, because after a while this song is playing, oh yeah, the next one's going to be this. But it allows a certain amount of variance to go on. Okay, so I am still somewhat playing that game. You have to allow that kind of thing into your life, okay? If you are going to take a preacher set of rules, the Pope set of rules, the Imam set of rules, the Buddhist set of rules, you can still play the game, but you are not the person setting the rules. Somebody else is. So you are limiting yourself on what you're allowing because somebody else says it can only be this or that. You don't really want to do that. You want the connection. You want the gods to talk to you, and you're going to set the rules of how they can do. When I go walking, I have a habit of allowing interaction with me from the spiritual realm by allowing bits and pieces of whatever I see as I'm walking kind of give me a thought, okay? I.e., I'm walking down the line, I've got several different thoughts that I'm playing with, and I happen to look down and here's a piece of string. Tie it all together. Okay, let's see. This is thought A, and that's thought B, and this is C, and these are all connected by this, and that comes to this. And I sit there and I use it just as a reference point. I am still the one thinking, folks. I am not one of these Lulu nuttos that says, oh, a dog told me to go kill people. No. I am still in control. If a dog comes up to me and starts talking to me, I might listen to it, but if it says go buy a gun and shoot all those people over there, it's going to be no. Well, dog, you're a dog. You go over there and bite all those people. I have no reason to shoot them. Okay, the person that uses those kind of excuses is making excuses for not wanting to accept reality. In other words, they're insane. They might also be a CIA or FBI agent too. But you have to realize that the FBI and the CIA are responsible for most of the government overthrows on your planet. They're responsible for most of the wars, both inside the country of the United States and outside the country of the United States. They work directly for the corporations that are making money off of selling bombs and guns. The FBI is responsible for most of the weapons that come across the border into the cartel hands. You have to actually get in there and start reading that stuff and realize how dirty and disgusting your government is, regardless of what government you have and how much control they have. Very few people stop and think about the fact that the United States might be called the United States, but from Mexico to Tierra del Fuego is Latin America. Why is it Latin? Oh, that's right. Because the Vatican came over and declared that it owned all this. Why would a god want you to go out and claim that you own something else, somebody else, some other land? You don't. The only thing you can claim ownership, folks, is your body. Okay? The land, all the stuff around, technically it belongs to the gods. Therefore, you don't go out and claim it as your stuff. But if you're the Vatican and you're out there looking for all the gold and all the silver, all the oro and all the plata, you can, yes, you came in and take over country after country after country, and you do what's called rape, pillage, and plunder. And it's disgusting to look at, but you do the thinking, the gods won't get mad at you. You do the processing of being connected, the gods aren't going to get mad at you. You demand give me a freaking answer, the gods aren't going to get mad because they don't care. They would rather see you get uptight and want an answer than turn around and walk away and say, I ain't going to learn. Okay?